Hi, I'm Julie Lowndes, and I co-direct Openscapes with Aaron Robinson. I just briefly want to share a little bit about how we do open science and how we collaborate across different open source technologies in order to help researchers practice more open science. So I want to screen share about a project with our NASA Openscapes mentors who are creating teaching materials in order to help support researchers as they migrate their workflows to the cloud. So I'm going to screen share briefly and show you this Jupyter notebook, which is running in a Jupyter Hub on the cloud. So this notebook is a really great teaching resource. You can see there's text and illustration here in the document, along with lots of code that you're able to execute here in the cloud. So this is really a great thing that the NASA mentors are developing so that this can be their lecture notes while they screen share and teach. And it can also be a resource that the learners can come back to and continue to use. When we teach, we actually like to live code, which means that we'd actually like all of these all the code to be removed so that the teacher can type this code while the learners are typing as well. So that means we really want a copy of this notebook after it's developed, but to have that copy have no code in it and be blank. So this is something we wanted to do not only with this one notebook, but with all of the notebooks that the NASA DAC mentors are creating for their hackathon that's happening next week. So I wanted to come up with a way to not only clear the cells within a notebook, but to automate that so that it could do it to every single notebook we had, and it could be rerun as folks are iterating their notebooks. So I posed this question on Twitter, and I asked folks in the R community if someone had already automated how they could clear the cells. And I provided one example. I provided screenshots of what I was looking for. And this was really exciting because a few minutes later, another R community member, Jacqueline Nollis, shared that she had done the same thing. She shared her screenshots of the before and after like I had and provided code to do so. So I looked at Jacqueline's code. She has 3 lines of code that first reads a file in, replaces it with some pattern, and then writes out another copy of that file. So that's exactly what I wanted. So I was able to start there and take this into R, which is the coding language that I use, and modify her code. So these are her original 3 lines, and I was able to modify that for what we needed with our Python notebooks. I was also able to put this in a for loop, which means that I was able to do this to every single file within a folder that I had specified. And additionally, I have another step where I first converted that Jupyter notebook into a Quarto notebook so that I'd be able to run Jacqueline's code. So the ultimate place that we get to here is now in our GitHub repository where all of our NASA mentors are collaborating to create these materials. We now have a tutorial templates folder that is copies of the tutorials they've been developing. And so we're able to share these now with our learners next week.